Okay, let's try this again. Where am I?
Hello again, sweetie.
Go talk to her?
Yes, dear.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability.
No problem. Whatever do you mean? Ah, yes. Probably roll with me by the...
I think we better talk to this guy. 55.
A man.
Mister,
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining...
Are you kidding me? It's you. It's...
See?
Sir, I know... Do you...
As a match...
This sounds...
You said you just got here,
What? Of Martin?
but you... I didn't...
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he...
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. I have 3 cafeterias I manage.
Have they not been telling you?
Oh,
Thank you.
what? Is that so? Mr. Feminist,
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses
What?
and effects.
Oh, okay. I haven't tried that option before, so... Cool.
behind this... That's easy.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over.
I don't know.
This is it. He's...
Oh,
Did the...
I don't really know. I would suppose...
You mean the...
Yes, the strike. What are you, crazy?
The lieutenant turns the page in...
Let's go.
Not so fast, Mr. Feminist. You owe me 100.
Oh, I call you Mr. Phillips now.
Oh,
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real.
no, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 100. Let's see. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room. Yes, it is.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay.
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
You mean somewhere else to run up a huge debt? I don't think so. The union squeezed most places out of business to fund...
Officer,
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for in time or space. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try.
What's that option that I had earlier? Yeah, what's that weird thing over there? Thought cabinet. What? Temporary research bonus, plus 2 authority against men. Research time 3 hours. What's the temporary solution? So I have 2 of these. Usage time 6 hours. And the temporary bonuses. Can I do two at the same time? I will talk to you.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind? Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. The bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had saved 4 myself.
Locked. What do you see in his eyes?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All account.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being strange.
Ask for his conclusion.
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Wait, it's raining now.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said...
I know exactly what you meant. You think... But you see, I'm an officer of the RC.
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You... Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are... Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Look, as detective. I come from a long line of Florida. Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fuck...
Koiko may be another derogative. For a person from Grad, you think.
Yep, it's one of their main exports. They grow in...
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe. It features no scenic vistas and support...
Yeah? Says who? Then, I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell.
He means the people...
Yeah, you know, Gradniks, Gradvolk. Those degenerates from Grad. Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise? Did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling, even if it is something unsavory. So he'd remain unaccountable.
It's about biology. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge, you know. You might want to change. I'm not just racist. Look, people who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources. The problem? The damn Kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's what the Kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our nose. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen? Don't push your luck, Runt.
Hey, me to talk to that guy. Okay.
Yes? Me? I don't see... That's a fair point. That's because I'm half Seola.
Seo is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Iso.
You're barking.
A point of pride to that you feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for.
I guess you don't. No.
It's like you're locked. What's going on? The lieutenant relaxed.
I have...
The lieutenant's conceptualized.
What?
We all have our different mediums.
Good. Let's change the subject. Excuse me? Detect...
The RCM. Or
That's good. That's good. Some you time?
a moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on him.
What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell. Then you are not that far behind. 3 days. During that time, the victim... A security... They did a... There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in... That's right. You mean like a brief? Do you want me... 3 days. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. Okay then. Was there any... No. The deceased is a security guard for a... Anyhow, let's get back to the case. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. Later. Was there any... Good.
No, he's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. No.
The RCM...
Try work. The case at hand. Really? You look fine to me.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're
Then you should consider seeking medical attention.
Alright, let's save that, because I don't want to redo that again. Terry Shutter.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy... The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see the driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. It is the seal of Royalist-era Revachol. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of...
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously, hoping it's over. A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. And oh, not many people outside of Grad. And
Estash Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted.
no, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white. The colors of the Stars Ryko.
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. Tore him out of the vehicle and ran him over with his own tires. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The James community protested the trial, flying the colors.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Really? Do I have to be pedantic to be intelligent?
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word. People we are paid to protect. Let's live 4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
I try to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the two are unrelated. Yes, detective? You sure you're not Jimsk?
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or if you are, it's only in that Revacholian way. 4 to 5% max.
Interesting.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Rev. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored he called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fate. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
Is this all in my brain?
Cocaine. That's what the revolutionaries said. 150 years later, His Majesty's courtiers said beneath the cold waters of the original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, the statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber. People in Martinaise tend to disagree, as do many. Those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to it than just ironism. But Philip III, the squanderer, however, not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy seems to... Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can see it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice? Or... why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them.
The king stands high above you.
Okay, that was a weird path to take. Oh, 5 more points, I can level up.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to the photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. No response, wherever this woman is.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave. Why?
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was someone with a cat. Not at... Hell no. Trusting...
Alright, let's try to do this right this time.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and as you tap
There.
Translation. The your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. You feel an uninterrupted connection after a while. Of course, it's only in your head. The smell of I'm good, cherished, and the handle is pulled back. In the cabin, you see a set of...
What should I level up?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Cool, cool. We all want to know each other.
Just like that, he slips out of your reach. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Her voice. He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you. Yes, who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. With all the what else?
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you.
What? You want me to... You want the real... And no, it's not.
Cyanoacrylate is...
And you said even better. That's the tiny... the busy kind.
It certainly does not help with aiming.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold.
Receive.
Give it a minute.
Officer? Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do? You mean, why did...
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't...
God, why can't you just mind?
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. No, sorry. People don't...
So the Union has a...
It was someone else.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. You know, what the Union says goes.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto police by the Dock Workers Union.
I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble. Yeah, go on. You mean, why did I leave the...
Why not?
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from... You know who. What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't...
God, why can't you just...
I already said I don't want to talk about... I do hope so. Please, don't.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the whirling in rags.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional, all the stuff... I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in whirling. Yes, I've had sailors fighting. Union... Well, even about little things like... We go on, by the OO, to help, then there... I tried to... And then you screamed something about how you're actually a real cool guy, and no one understands it. One of the coolest guys there is. The coolest guy in Jamrock. Something about disco, too. And then I had to deal with your... I won't even mention you. Especially when there's a hurricane.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call... Wait. No. I didn't know what to say to him. Okay, but... Please don't mess it up. All sorts... Yes.
Interesting. You still have to find a copy, though. You hear a sigh of relief.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 50...
In the cabin, you see a set of steering. A metallic pull-out toolbox slides back into it.
Can I help you? Wait, what? But what about the bird? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left. You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer? I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was trying to send me a message. Symbol of hope and all.
A tender type of hope. Something stirs in you.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me? Really? I should give her a call then. Thanks, I guess. Was there anything?
We were sort of hoping there would be a gun, an expensive jewel, or at least a sword in it for you, if you deliver the message. Oh well.
What thing? What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried. He was... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that. Yes, not the whole damn union. They come here and...
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get...
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
Oh, okay. Thank you, narrator. Logic.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
What's the whirling?
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad... Your body is ready, sire.
Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 100... Like what? I was rarely enjoying talking about the money you owe.
Oh, that's an autosave. But why?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I... Just... Sylvie Malak. Yes. Hello. Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
You hear the call break.
Anything else I can... Just...
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10... Is it him? He said, don't get... Right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over.
But you said...
10-9, over. 10-4, message. Any other good? He said, you what? He lost his badge? This is communication. You mean your partner? What is he saying? I'm his... It's your partner, Satellite Officer Dietmar, sir. Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge? Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. It's Officer Dick...
Dick Mullen, defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He said, oh god damn it. Is he fucking... Satellite... Mullen dicked us. 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced... Fuck me! What's going on? Super... He lost his badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Lost a badge. He asks you why. Sergeant...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. No height. Ask him. Sergeant Orson.
Check your pockets. Check your whole... No.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering if...
Lying? Over...
He says he did. Thank God. Losing his... We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further... 10-4, I know, I already wrote it in a report, but... Roger that. 10-10.
Yes?
So I need to find my gun too.
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been... A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102. The box seen eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mailbox does not know how to manner. It is an inanimate. An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. No, these tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away. Cop habit. You look at everything. This isn't case related, you think. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hand. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Every worker's boots with reinforced... Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear? Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. 4. Standard work boot, number 45, or you don't know. It's a miracle you can tell. 5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange... 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
Sounds like a boss.
8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? A woman or a kid? Understood. A woman? 200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker, carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be dead.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. Interesting. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? A drummer only uses their right foot for the kick drum. You're right, it's... Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear the right shoe.
He doesn't seem to hear you. Looking south, toward...
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last...
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the... Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a link.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. The lieutenant's eye.
Either way. What else?
I have another skill point. Nice.
Kuno's got...
If they're ever...
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, Kuno! Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming...
Shit coming up strong. I mean...
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
We shouldn't do anything.
The language these kids are using. Pure, unfettered id. The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Shitload.
Don't tell them.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martin. Kuno wasn't in Ravachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking... Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night...
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some
Night City.
science fiction novel.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You haven't been where... You want to know where Kuno was?
I don't tell him that.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno City. Night City. That's the name of Kuno City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment.
Kuno's fucking... Kuno uses the fucking...
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the Pope. Just a couple of pigs sniffing around.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty Kuno.
You're...
Get lost.
Yeah, the kingdom of Kuno. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Kuno doesn't do that. Trying to...
Watch out, Kuno, he's trying... Help! Pig's got...
Help!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Help!
Escalate!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody...
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
Sounding percent's pretty low.
You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't meet its
Fat
target.
fist.
Instead, it pulled you down with it. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Very, very bad. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You own...
I got a heart
Hop
attack?
suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who...
Lady says, don't talk to the fucking kid. Got it.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to... I'm going away for a...
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands...
You can still see the top of her hat from...
I'll die before I... Murder was the case, was the...
Wait, what are these things?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of...
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the...
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years, because it's nice and orderly. Well, rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. If you can handle the headache, some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor. I can't handle the headache. That young woman, the gardener, mentioned... If she doesn't have any, then...
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes. Guess what's yours? Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Oh, you know. Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go? No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we...
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Sure, I'm done with them. Go easy on that stuff.
So, do I just use it when I need to?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white.
How do I use item?
Yes?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eye. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
What? That didn't work. What the fuck?
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. Then drive to the station. I think I've lost my...
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too. No. This is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and...
Interesting. So I have a thought.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this. Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
Okay, you're terrible. I recognize this in in you.
Sir, are you okay? You've been... Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any... My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far. They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses. Of course, sir. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve...
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
kind of like a puzzle. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head?
No, you're not head, child. Heads.
Isn't that very dangerous? Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books. It's the type of book where or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be... Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like a... Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I'm sure she can help out. Maybe some about other books?
Wait, did I just miss a option?
Oh, kings and queens. I think that's why people...
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them. The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. What?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around anxiously. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. She brings out her reddened hands.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Because you usually aren't. I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying. There's something you're missing.
Oh, that's slow. White check. I can try it. Suggestion, huh?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard.
Maybe something will ring a bell.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goransi Quebec. Please, it's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of a... He smiles and bangs his ladle. It's almost like music. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen.
The winch. Outside. In the backyard. Remember? No. Your fingers do.
Well...
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surface feels old cobalt paint. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The door does not budge. Volumetric ship compressor.
What?
Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 400.
What? Oh. I've got endurance, so should I... It's a big load screen.
There he still is.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow you!
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your... It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh.
They do after 7 days.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers the delicate and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic. It's all you, baby.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. Under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is a piece by piece. He's been out here for... We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. Maybe he'll know something.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form. Ageless.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. For a full set, about 4 years of...
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly...
Not too much, yes. It's a sorry situation, I agree. That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates like whirls of floorboards. If trees were made of porcelain, the smooth gloss. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100, 1000.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X5415 6745 6782.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
The stench fills your nostrils.
Stop! Pigs.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise.
Indeed. From this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? How many clothes do you need? There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down in...
You're sure there's a way to peel them off? But first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be... The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the...
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's...
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You? We all are. This belt worries me. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus.
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of real... I agree.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed.
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Here, a souvenir. Don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab.
His eyes are milky white and blind. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode. The corpse is dead silent.
Who is he? He is me.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark. As you narrow your eyes, the monster... This is a trick. You've done it before. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his...
The monster comes back into focus.
So, what do you think? Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging. There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get... I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquent...
Stop talking.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno! Fucked him up brutal-like!
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the...
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion.
The fuck?
Talking about shit.
Maybe. I agree. Totally dead. That sounds about right, yes.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the...
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. Inexplicable feminist agenda. There is something you need to see, sir. We found the remnants of an ancient artifact lodged in your hypothalamus. It is... An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man. From the right shoulder, the pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar. Gone. For you to discover. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
Oh, I have empathy.
Now it's turning into a kind of a... It's like, what?
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet.
Anything else? Us lorry not my thing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something.
He ain't one of...
It's easy to see he's
analyzing.
Ask for his conclusion.
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging.
Yes?
This is a really strange game. Do you know anything about history?
Hello again, sweetie. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
You must be joking. Oh.
It's not easy to assert...
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe you can rank...
Oh, no, I'm so...
Can I talk to this guy? I haven't even talked to this guy. Oh, you walk around it.
A man is sleeping. A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his... On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back. Your fingers find their way into the shackle. Flicking open its... The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it, just for the record. You look nothing like the man on the document. No, he's looking the other way. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman... Yum yum. Money. Think of all... The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent. You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. the worker is that sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long? An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly... Maybe later? What happened, man? Get your drink on and your act together.
Find booze and drink it? Okay.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs to the...
Thank you for clearing that up.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks.
I thought as much.
Well...
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
Callous? What are you? Krasmazov?
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical. He killed himself.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
Was there something you wanted? What?
It concerns the case.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. Another thing. Great. I love, though. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't... Or some boring...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job... So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
I wonder if the bookshop lady knows anything about history.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. This trash container is locked. The sliding with a well-oiled don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Just the feeling. A warning from... The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied.
You see, milk? You've done this before. The movements are... No. Searching. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. They're among the threadbare kitchen towels, as the legs of the slime cut.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stage. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or empty. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there?
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appeared.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that?
See? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The
lieutenant... It's just organic waste. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from there. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers.
Officer, is that your paperwork? It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? What are you talking about? Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what you're...
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron. Only in its... The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think...
Oh, right, I got something.
An intricate... The pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board. Barely. There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it? It's a metaphor. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can... Still wet. The toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down. The surface is interrupted by a silvery stick. Looks like an official mark. Made...
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
Any capable light with the right way. All RCM vehicles have had lights.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from... They're not exactly white. They're yellow. Once in a while, there's a red stamp. Work, strife, poverty. It's the middle of March. What do you mean? Is that all? The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. It's okay.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense. Yes, it appears you employ a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop. Yes, all caps. One is called, then others appear more light-hearted. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it...
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM. Right after the revolution, when the organization had... Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one... The man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still I named it. I pray his loved ones. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen and inspect, interview. It's not exactly poetry. A satisfying slap. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry. Things to be done and things already done.
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually what... I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. Why, yes, your precinct, every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. That is improbable. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start? Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard. In the back, you see thin then rip them from the bind. 3. The topmost are, you don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct, all in a print so small, a dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see, the rest of the stinking cellulose is thin, a monetary penalization, but they appear pleasantly. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those. The rest of the stinking cellular, it's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat something rattles inside, and something small inside. Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to it. With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, without resistance or sound, 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of card. It smells a touch of cinnamon, the end of familiar handwriting. A young woman in her 20s. There is Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step, every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel, you, every step I take, kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your sparks fall like you feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on. To what?
Detective.
What? What's going on? What?
There is nothing. Again, nothing's wet. That's who was. You.
Oh, I died. How far back did that take me? It's 2:18. I lost 18 minutes. Fuck. Also, why isn't 2:18? So lost half an hour's progress? Jesus, game.